Hey, I am a man with my feet on the ground, nigga, I stand. I'ma face my problems, don't help in hands. I'm just saying that I never ran. Yeah. I had the ball in spite of the pain. I was tired of the losses, I wanted the game. I want the whole world to know my name. If I make it out, know I'm bringing the game. They my brothers, yeah, they know my pain. We don't share a mind, but I love them the same. Gotta stay humble, now I stay in my lane. Never let the money fuck with my brain.
Hey, welcome to Dream Tour, the podcast where we take you on a tour of many different types of people's dreams, goals, and aspirations. We are in Philly again today. This is the first time the Dream Tour has been on tour, so we have a very special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good? It's JHustle, the 215 Philly Fly Guy. Brrr, bow!
JHustle today. So JHustle and I were in some common Instagram groups, and you know I like to get all types of artists on here, and JHustle is a multi-genre rapper, hip-hop artist, singer as well, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I would say rock star.
Rockstar, yeah, perfect. That's my favorite type of music to listen to, is like the guys who classified as rock stars, you know? When Post Malone calls himself a rock star, I'm like, that he does so much different stuff and calls himself a rock star. Like, that's the type of stuff that I like to listen to. All those type of guys.
Yeah.
So, when you're going into the booth to make a song, what like factors make you make what type of song you're gonna make that day?
So really it's the beat for me. So like I get a lot of beat packs from a lot of different producers.
Mm-hmm.
All the way from people who focus primarily on just rock music, people who focus primarily on hip hop,
mm-hmm.
and then people who focus primarily on like trap and more of the melodic styles. So I get a lot of different beat packs, and when I get them, basically what happens is, you know, I just sit down and listen to them. You know, I stay high, so I just be high listening to everything, boom, 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 and then whatever I feel comes to it. So, like, if I'm into some trap shit, you know, I'm going to be around a lot of people. You know, we're going to be throwing a lot of ideas around, like, getting crazy with it and just, like, a lot of energy. But if I'm doing something that's, like, deep and, like, from inside of me, that's like, you know, I'm sitting in a dark, you know, you know, booth, you know, with just the light shining down, just like writing and, you know, getting into my feelings. So it just really depends on what I'm trying to do with that record. That makes me decide on how I record.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, so, like, you let the art come to you. Like, you do it, like, in a way that it's not just, like, it's you're letting the, like, sound come to your talent, and you're just playing. You're just living it every day, just living what you're feeling. That's pretty awesome way to make music. Because I've never personally made music, but, like, I feel like it would be very hard for me to, like, know what type of music to make.
I think everything's got to come organically.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I think you get the, like, they consider the your sound.
Mm-hmm.
You know, comes from the organic part of it and just not forcing anything. You know, there are some things that, like, you don't release. You know what I mean? You always got those tracks you don't release where you tried to make things happen or do different things like that. But, like, you know, you hear it and you play it back and you're like, you know what I mean? That didn't make sense. That wasn't me. So then you got to scrap that kind of stuff. And, you know, you got people around you and different sounds that you see, you know, different people popping and stuff like that. So, you know, you got to kind of flow with what's popular sometimes to try to get a little bit more recognition for different things. But, you know, I try to stay away from that and just stick with organic, you know, what comes from my heart, what comes from inside, and it is what it is.
Okay, yeah. So, how long have you been making music?
So I've really only been making music for like 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, but I've always been around hip hop.
Okay.
So like 10 years ago, I used to throw shows with a partner of mine for different various underground hip hop artists in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And that's how I really started getting on the scene. And then we got a couple connections, and we worked with some like more major artists, but more from like the mid '90s.
Okay.
And it was more of like an underground thing.
Yeah, that actually sounds super cool.
Yeah.
I miss live shows. Oh my gosh, I miss live shows.
That's been huge. Not having live shows to be able to.
Yeah, it really has affected everyone, and you know, it's so, like, even if especially for like the artists and the people who are throwing the shows and the people who own the venues, that's really killing them. But even for like the people who just like to go to shows, like I am so ready to go back to something live and see someone on stage performing, giving it their all. I miss that.
I mean, I feel like we're getting back to it though. So
We are, yeah. I think it depends on where you're at, but like I think it seems like it seemed like here in Philly, people are wearing masks outside, and
well, so Philly's weird. In the beginning of everything, nobody really was wearing a mask anywheres. There was really no mask mandate. Everybody was just kind of doing whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Then there was a couple of viral videos of cops whooping people's ass on transit that people were calling the cops for not wearing a mask on like the bus or the train or stuff like that. So a couple people started getting beat up and motherfuckers started wearing masks.
yeah, shoot. Yeah, we
And I mean, I'm talking like normal people. Like I'm talking people in suits going their way to work. And somebody would call the cops on them for not wearing a mask, and the cops, Philly cops don't play.
That's crazy. Yeah. See, I'm from a way smaller city. So, in Akron, there's masks inside everywhere, but once you're outside, like, I don't really see many people in masks. So when I came here and I parked my car and I was walking up to the hotel, I was like, should I be wearing my mask right now?
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. I see people all the time in their cars driving, mask on by themselves.
Oh
and
my
I'm
gosh.
like, come on, man, there's got to be a line.
Like at that point, you must be going somewhere quick and you just didn't want to take it off,
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to tell me you forgot.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I actually just had a mask made, or I made a mask for coming here because I've been wearing like that cheap one, that like the cheap medical one.
Yeah, that's all I wear, man, because you got to throw them away.
Mm-hmm.
You get these people that get these masks and then they keep them for like, a week, a month, and they never wash them.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, that's just as bad as like not wearing a mask.
Yeah, I
So
actually
it's like,
I got sick from wearing a mask.
Yeah, see, I don't play with none of that.
I went and
I do it because I have to, and that's about it.
Yeah, it gave me like a throat infection, and then the throat infection gave me an ear infection, and it was super painful and super annoying, and it all came from wearing a mask during my work day, and when you sweat into the mask and then breathe in your sweat, it's not good. It wasn't good.
Up, cue in the drop. Message.
Yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah, don't let nobody hear that. You might want to cut that out because you don't want nobody to hear about
a mask.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna scare
you
some
got the people
yeah.
that believe in the mask, and then the people that don't believe in the mask, and it's gonna be a big problem.
I wear my
There's
mask.
gonna be a huge debate here.
It's
gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I feel like as long as like if it wasn't so sweaty, like if I wasn't at work in the same mask, I probably would have been fine. But I just think I have bad luck because when it first started, I got it, and then like in June of 2020, I got it, and then again I get sick again, thinking I have it again. Because my throat started to hurt, and I go to the doctor, and they're like, "No, you got a throat infection, man." And they were like, "Yeah, sometimes if you're," they asked me that. That's what they asked me. They're like, "You wearing the same mask all the time?" And I was like, "No, but I work in one for like 8 hours." And they're like, "You should on your lunch break switch masks because they give you those crappy ones." That's crazy. But so going back to music. Do you have anything that you have released recently or something you're about to release that you want to talk about a little bit?
Yeah, we could talk about a couple of things. So, I'm working with one artist from California.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to TIE Fighter. That's my man over there. We got something dropping. He's a real hip hop guy. He's real influential out there, and he's in the community a lot. So,
okay.
We got a song coming out in the future. Probably in March.
Okay.
The big thing I got going on right now is about to drop a single with China Mac.
Okay.
So
I saw that on your Instagram. I saw you talking about that.
Yeah, so I got a song called Yeah. It's dropping February 28th with China Mac, and it's gonna be a dope thing.
What do you know what day that is? February 28th. Is it a Friday?
I don't know. You'd have to look it up, man.
Yeah, I'd have to look that up because
it's whatever day the 28th is.
Yeah. So this is.
Unless it's a leap year and I don't know about it.
Yeah, I think this year, or this episode here is going to air right around that time. Oh. I think we're a little past the checkout here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dude, we're gonna take a quick pause real quick.
Yo, first
we just
time in
recording a
history, live podcast.
Check out today?
Yeah, we check out today. Can we have like 30 more minutes? Is that fine? Yeah. Shout out.
You didn't tell him?
I told him we were gonna be shooting a podcast, but I don't think
Like, yo,
it
I'm gonna
got
be
passed.
like noon.
Yeah, I don't think the information got passed on from the front desk,
Okay.
which that's possible, very highly possible. But hey, shout out to her. She's doing her job, doing a good job, probably.
Yo, this is when keeping it real goes wrong.
No, that's all right. It'll be a funny clip. We'll have a comedy clip in there. Oh my gosh.
Yo, only me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's coming out.
Oh
on
yeah,
the 28th.
yeah. It drops on February 28th. JHustle, China Mac.
JHustle and China Mac, and this episode is going to drop probably on like the 21st.
Word.
So
Word.
yeah, it's gonna be. I'm thinking.
So that means that you could be watching this, and what you need to do right now is you need to go to Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, whatever you listen to, I don't care, and go save, ready for the drop on the 28th.
Exactly. You go save it, go check it out on the 28th, and then once you listen, go to your Instagram and do all feedback.
Oh
Give
yeah,
that
I mean you
feedback.
can go to The Real J Hustle on Instagram. You can go to www.therealjhustle.com. Sign up for the website. Basically what happens is anytime I drop music, anytime I drop exclusive merch, anytime I'm doing anything, dropping a show, dropping a new video, you can go there and you can just basically sign up for the website and they'll just send you an email and boom, you know exactly what's going on. And then if I die, you'll be the first one to know. Because there's already instruction that if I die, nobody's to be informed except for that website first, so the fans will know first.
That's what. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you have that all set up. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that's not anytime soon. Let's hope we get out. And
that's
we keep
true.
popping off.
Yeah.
Keep making music and then they open up the stages. You can go on stage everywhere.
And we can go perform again. You can go to my YouTube page, the JHustle. Basically, you can go see all my videos that I got up there. I got like 3, 4, 5 videos on there you can check out. So.
All right, so let's get to know you a little bit. So when you were like a little kid, what did you say you wanted to be when you grew up?
Oh man, that's bad. That's a bad question because the first thing I remember as being a little kid, there was 2 things that I wanted to be, and they were both extreme left to right and make no sense whatsoever.
Not the same at all.
Make no sense whatever. I wanted to be a garbage man. I don't know why.
Because you saw him every day.
I
or
don't know.
every week,
That's a strange thing for a kid to be like, yo, I want to be a garbage man.
I don't think it is. I think I know a decent amount
There's
of kids.
so many other cool jobs as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking like 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
A police officer. A fireman.
Yeah.
An astronaut.
Yeah.
I want to be a garbage man.
Hey,
Like,
he's got the big truck though. It's like, this dude's got
and
the
then
big
on the
truck.
left side of that, basically I saw Scarface when I was like 8 or 9, and my brother wasn't supposed to show me, and my mom was out one night, and she said, "Don't show this to your brother." And then I saw it, and I just remember for years after that, just being like so enthralled with Tony Montana and that lifestyle, and that was just a problem.
Yeah, but you came out of wanting to be those 2 things and ended up becoming a musical artist, and that's
True.
super interesting. Just so like through the years, you're like you want to be Tony Montana, and then that Tony Montana mindset probably helped you enter the rap game.
I think that helps. That really wasn't saying that I wanted to be a drug dealer. That was saying that I wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like
Because the whole Tony Montana thing was about like seeing him come from nothing, grind it out, and get everything that he wanted. And, he didn't have to work for nobody to do it. He worked for himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I don't really think it came to the drug aspect of,
yeah,
I wanted
no,
to
but
be a kingpin. But
being in charge of your own stuff, not taking no for an answer, going at it, like that type of mentality, that takes you. That's a mentality you need to have. If you're gonna go into making music and you're like, I'm just making music to make some music, and you're not going in being like, I want to be on stage, I want to have fans, I want to be the best. It makes a difference in where you end with it.
Oh, especially if you fucking with hip hop. I mean, this is a competitive sport.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? So it's like, You know, everybody thinks they better than everybody, so, and you constantly got to prove yourself, you know what I mean? So, you know, you definitely got to have that kill or be killed mentality.
Yeah,
per se.
It's just like when I've talked to rappers and when I've talked to MMA fighters, they both have this like I have to be the best mentality, because if you don't have that mentality, how are you ever going to be the best, you know?
Facts.
And I always love talking to people like that, because like you just get fired up, you know, you're ready. Like after you have a conversation with a rapper or an MMA fighter, like after the conversation, you're like, man, I want to go do my stuff. I want to get my stuff done now.
Yeah, I mean it's almost the same kind of training. You know, I mean you up early in the morning. I mean business starts at 8 a.m. So if you're an independent artist, you cannot sleep till noon. Just like if you're an MMA fighter, you can't sleep till noon. You got to be training in the morning. Same thing, you know what I mean? We got to be up early in the morning, grinding on the phones, grinding on the internet, because that's that time, you know what I mean? And then, you know, the music part aspect is like what happens at night. You know, I don't really know too many artists that actually record during the day, unless they record from home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most artists record at night.
Yeah, they do.
We don't sleep.
I don't know too many artists I don't know any artists that record during the day.
Yeah.
So I've never even thought about that.
I mean, I was up till 4:30 in the morning last night, out,
Wow.
and then here, you know, up to come here at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
Gosh,
So it's like, I don't sleep at all.
Whew. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, you gotta get some sleeps.
Nah, you gotta stay grinding. If you're trying to really be in this,
Oh yeah.
you gotta be ready to spend money, grind, and be on your hustle.
Yeah, you have to invest in yourself,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. You
So
know?
it's like,
That's one thing people struggle with, is like investing in themselves. Like if you really believe that you got it, like why aren't you willing to spend some money on it? You know?
well, you can't ask somebody else to invest in you if you're scared to invest in yourself. You know what I mean? Scared money don't make no money. So it's like, you're gonna walk up to somebody and say, and see, and this ain't the 90s no more, where people walk up, you know, people used to send a demo tape in or stand out front of some place and be persistent. Somebody would listen to it and they would say, oh my God, you're gonna be a star. It's like, there's 130 million people all trying to be rappers, and they're all on the internet doing their own thing, and so it's not gonna happen like that. You know what I mean? So
like, whose attention are you gonna catch with your social, with your YouTube video? Like you gotta build that, and it's a way more like it's a similar like to like you need that persistence that those people in the 90s had handing out their things, but also like it's a way more complex thing, because you gotta have an Instagram, you gotta have a Facebook, you gotta have a YouTube.
I mean, people used to just sign people easier. You know what I mean? Because it was a new thing. Now everybody's doing it. They're not signing everybody. You got to sign yourself. So if you're really into it, you got to invest in yourself, and somebody then will see, okay, this person's about their business. They keep working. They're investing in themselves. They're building a fan base, you know, and then that's when the people come to you and say, all right, I'm ready to invest my time and efforts into you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and then that's when they start taking from you.
Yeah.
So it's like, to an extent, you want to stay independent, and you don't need to sell 1 million records as an independent artist if you are doing it correctly.
Okay, yeah. And like you can just like take over your city. Like you don't see people like taking over their cities in the way that they used to, I feel like. Because like when the 90s rappers, you know, there was New York versus LA, but like there was Detroit rappers, there was the rappers. They had this like real tight bond with their cities, and they didn't just say put it up for my city in their song. They were in their cities, performing in their cities on smaller platforms. And I think we're gonna start seeing more of that because there's more artists now. But like I love seeing like if there was a Philly artist, a whole night of just Philly artists performing in Philly. That'd be sweet to me. That'd be cool to me. That'd be something I'd
There'd
want
be
to see. There'd be
shots fired, and the cops would be there, and it wouldn't be good. So it depends on where you're from.
Yeah.
So certain cities put it on for each other a lot more. Like the way Atlanta puts it on for each other and their artists is a lot different the way Philly puts it on for their artists. And what I mean by that, and I'm not taking nothing away from Philly, I love my city. You know what I'm saying? It's
different
the
energy,
city of brotherly love, and it's not always love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like Philly artists are more cliquey. Like you could have 3, 4, 5 artists from North Philly, West Philly, South Philly, Northeast, you know, even out of the city and you know, different parts like that, and it's everybody's clicked up with their own cliques. So it's like, oh, I'm from West Philly, I'm from North Philly. Okay. So, you know, we stay over, you know, I stay with my clique from the West, they stay with the clique from the North. So Philly's real weird and cliquey like that, where like places like Atlanta, it's like, oh, you from Atlanta? I don't care what part of Atlanta you from.
Yeah.
You from Atlanta.
Yeah, you're someone
you know
from Atlanta
saying?
making music.
So
okay.
it's a little different over here. It just really depends on where you're
so
from.
if you were to do something like that, it'd have to be like a West Philly artist. All the West Philly artists come together and do a show for West Philly.
Yeah,
something like that.
It would be more like that. I mean, I'm not saying that cliques don't, you know, go into other groups. I'm just saying it's just real cliquey from an aspect.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like there's probably a lot of cities that are like that, you know? I haven't been all over the country yet, but I'm guaranteeing that there's other cities that they don't all get along. Like,
California's like that.
California's like that?
Oh yeah, because of all the gangbanging. So it's like, you know what I mean? You got people from different areas, and you know, when it comes to that, it's just they don't get down like that.
Yeah, that's super interesting. So, here, I'm gonna ask you one of my dream tour questions that I like to ask on every podcast. It's never related to anything we're talking about, but if you could have a superpower, what would you make that superpower?
My superpower would probably be one of those type of Lex Luthor powers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I don't want to be like different. Like I want to still be me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be, I don't want to be like somebody who like looks different or got to wear a mask or got to wear, you know, I want to be I'm a super villain. I'm not a hero. I'm a villain.
Super villain.
Yeah, I'm a super villain. So, I always ride with the bad guy. Always ride with the villains. So I would have like a mind manipulation or like some kind of, you know, super brain power that would allow me to like create things or, you know, just psychologically fuck with people on a regular basis.
Just mess with people. Yeah, I was talking about this the other day. My little sister or my little brother, one of them said they wanted to move something with their mind, and just so that they could pull chairs from out behind people.
Oh, see. In the making of a villain.
That'd be so funny. Oh my gosh. You would never just be in school, just teacher goes to sit down.
Who wouldn't want to do that?
Oh, I have no idea. Oh my gosh, it'd be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, he could read a book and do that.
Shoot, yeah.
If he could open his mind mentally.
Yeah, open your mind to be able to move
because
stuff.
Being able to do that, that's not really far-fetched from a superhero power. Like, that's kind of like, there's people out there that can do that, you know what I mean?
Wait, there's people out there that can move stuff with their minds?
I mean, there's people who have the mental capacity to be able to, you know, bend spoons or...
Oh, yeah,
you know,
I have
like
seen that.
You know, move like an object across the desk, or I mean, they're not like flipping a fucking car or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but
they're not flying around like with a cape on. But you know, I mean, there's people out there that, you know, the mind is more powerful than a computer.
Yeah, the mind.
It's
literally like a computer. It does kind of the same thing,
it's
just in a way that we don't understand. Yeah. It's crazy that we don't understand so much about the mind. Like, we know a ton about what goes on in our head, but we actually don't know that much compared to what we can know. Like, there's certain sections of the mind where, like, yeah, this is the social part, but we don't know what part does what part of the social part.
Yeah.
So, like, we know a little bit, like, we know what the big sections do, but do we know what each part of those sections do? Like, we know what every organ in our body does. We know our heart pumps blood, our lungs do air, but in our brain, we're like, this part does something like this.
I think we might know more about space than we might not know about our own minds. To really be honest, and that's scary.
That'd be crazy. Do you think there's aliens?
I mean, you know, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, you can't.
Who's to say no? But I mean, who's to say yes? I mean, you get like 1 million sightings a year. One of those people have to have seen something.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's like the invention of cell phones and shit. Like, keep you from looking up, and you know, everybody's looking down, and you know, all the screens and monitors we're always looking at. Because I remember, like, before this shit was big, that people were outside a lot. They looked up at the sky. A lot of people used to be into like telescopes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, now it's like nobody really does shit like that because everybody's messing around on their phone. So,
Yeah, until they come out with a telescope app.
So, and I feel like the government had to say something about the aliens because it was like,
Yeah, they just released.
we were
something
gonna
of them.
storm Area 51.
Yeah.
So like if it didn't happen,
It didn't?
because I mean you
I
had
think
to know.
didn't some people show
I mean,
up?
some people showed up, but you know how
I think they had like a party or something.
You know, you had to have balls to do that because they have protocol to kill you.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
Yeah.
But the point is I feel like they knew that the people were getting restless.
Mhm.
So hey, we gotta release something.
Yeah, and they
Like-
released this big, like, couple 100-page thing that has like the heavily worded aliens thing. But I've been watching some videos of like some people who actually read the whole thing and they're breaking it down for us. Or like they read like the first 20 pages and they'll be like, "This is what I read in the first 20 pages." Because I do not want to sit there and read all that CIA redacted.
Forget them alien pages. You need to read. You need to read that COVID vaccine pages documents. That's what you need to
The
read.
COVID vaccine.
Yeah, those are the pages you need to read.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people. Some people are like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get it," and some people are like, "I don't think I'm gonna get it."
Nah, I ain't messing with that.
You ain't messing with
Nah,
it.
they're gonna have to tell me I can't fly out of the country. I can't fly in the country. I can't travel by bus. I can't travel by train. I can't travel by boat. I can't, go to my own bathroom, and then I'll get it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not getting it.
I don't know enough about it yet to make any decisions, but like, yeah, I've been hearing people that are really both ways. Just like with this whole thing, people have been really like everyone's just like on one side. They're really strongly to one side. I've never really been like that type of way with anything. It's like, it's like I might lean a little bit to one side and agree with one side more than the other on any type of topic. But like I usually am like, yeah, they kind of make sense over there though, and I get stuck in the middle.
With certain things, I get involved with it. I don't get involved with politics. I don't get involved with religion, and I don't get involved with relationships. And when I mean relationships, not my own, yours.
Yeah.
I don't need to know about yours, and I don't need to help you out. You got to figure that out. On your own,
Exactly.
you know what
That
I'm
makes
saying?
sense. Yeah.
Just like you got to figure out who you want to vote for.
Exactly.
I got no
That's
business
not-
with that. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
You
though.
do what you want to. I do what I want to. If I like you, I like you. If not, I don't.
Yeah, that never made sense to me why people got mad for someone like voting a different way or disagreeing with them. It's like, dude, does them not having the same viewpoint make them a bad person? I mean, like, do you like them? Do you like them before they said that they were voting for this different person you were voting for, but you don't like them now? And I'm like, that kind of doesn't make any sense. Like, they're if you know them as a person and you know that like they're not the type of person who wants they don't want bad things to happen to everyone. They thought that this guy was better and the other guy thought this guy was better, and they're like, now we can't be friends. That doesn't make any sense.
It's just the parents, man. Like, when I was growing up, my parents always told me, go to church, vote this, do that, do this.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that's wrong and that's bad.
Mhm.
I grew up in a different time era where, your parents tried to dictate what you did, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like more open where it's like, my son's 11
Mhm.
and it's, hey, what religion do you want to practice? 'Cause
Yeah.
my religion might not be for you.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Or like, hey, what decision do you want to make? That ain't based off me telling you what decision you need to make your own decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think today's more open in the decision making part of what you want to do in life. So, I think that makes it easier. But the people that are still alive from the times of when your parents was trying to tell you what to do, they still brainwashed.
Yeah, they still are living
And you
that
can't
way.
feel bad for them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're making the decision to not let people make their decisions, Because my decision is my decision, your decision is yours, That's the way that the world is starting to go to, which is kind of nice, I think.
Yeah.
So, going back to a little bit of the music thing, I want to talk about, where do you draw your inspirations from?
Well, so a lot of different places, right?
Mhm.
So I'm real eclectic. So a lot of people are like, oh, you into hip hop, that's all you listen to, right?
Mhm.
So I draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of 70s rock music.
Okay.
I like that Vietnam war music
Yeah.
that was coming out back in the day.
Yeah.
So I listen to a lot of that, and I draw a lot of inspiration from that. And then, I got all the Motown, background as well.
Okay.
Temptations, Isaac Hayes, all them type of groups. So, it's real hard to say what one spot.
But
that
you've drawn it from
but
all
I
over the
have a
place.
lot of different inspiration from a lot of different aspects of music.
Yeah, and that makes sense if you're listening to
The only
you too.
thing I don't fuck with is country.
No country?
No.
Oh, you're not gonna make one of those country rap songs.
There's no inspiration from country. Some of it is hilarious if you get to like
Oh, funny country.
the
I love
underground country
love me
music,
some
not
funny
like
country.
what is that? Keith Urban's.
Yeah, yeah.
Not them guys. I'm
Not
talking
the
them
mainstreams.
backwoods, like real country guys.
Oh yeah.
Some of that stuff is funny, but yeah, I don't mess with none of that.
Yeah. So you're drawing your inspirations from different rock, different rap groups, different time frames even. So like I guess you could definitely hear that in your music that you're getting inspiration from all over the place. Is there anyone that isn't necessarily an inspiration but someone who's more of like a motivator in your life?
Yeah, I mean, to be really honest, China Mac, the reason why we're doing the song together is because, he's been real inspirational for me.
Mm-hmm.
From an independent artist aspect,
Yeah.
on his grind is kind of the reason why we did the song together. Because I just been watching him, come home from jail and just do different things like this, and then building his fan base and growing as big as he's gotten.
Yeah.
That kind of inspired me. So that's why.
That's one of the
I
motivators.
was like, we got to get on the track together because I respect you.
Yeah, and like it's like they say that like you are like the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you're hanging out with people who are grinding, who are working hard, you see that and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go grind and work hard. It's just natural because if you're around people who are putting in that work, you're gonna go put in that work as well.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in this industry, you got to surround yourself with people who are going to either work as hard as you are or outwork you.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes a lot of this, and you may have even listened to music and, shout out to Little Pump, who I can't stand,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a dirtbag.
Yeah.
But he's a perfect example of, I don't need talent, I just got to grind and put myself out there as much as possible, and, people will pay attention.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's not even about talent now. It's just about working. So as long as you're out working everybody, then you're good. So you got to stay with a group of people who you're working harder than, working as hard as, or they're working harder as you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That makes total sense. So before we get out of this podcast today, I got a couple more things I want to ask you. First, I want to have you go ahead and just recap the places where people can check you out for the people who are listening.
Yep.
So just go ahead, list off like your Instagram, your YouTube, all that stuff real
so
quick.
you can catch me on Instagram, The Real JHustle. You can go to my website, www.therealjhustle.com. You can go to my YouTube page, JHustle. Any place JHustle or The Real JHustle, you can find me. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, everywhere is on social media. Stay tuned for dropping February 28th. China Mac, JHustle. Got another track dropping with TIE Fighter coming in March. Check him out. Got a couple videos I'm about to drop. Stay tuned. And I'm putting an EP together, but I'm not talking about that right now. I'm not dropping no names. I'm not telling no songs, no featured artists.
Yeah. All right.
But I will say this. Buck Wild from Digging in the Crates blessed me with some production and gave me a beat from it. So a lot of people, I don't know if you know anything about production, but he's done production from everybody from Fat Joe.
Oh, really?
To, every New York artist you could pretty much.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, with Fat Joe and all the New York people. Yeah, I was watching Rhythm and Flow, and when they did their New York auditions, Fat Joe was on there, and there was a couple other people from New York on that episode.
Yeah.
But so, all right, so for all the people listening, go ahead and check him out at those places. For all the people watching, it's going to be in the description. It'll be in the bio. I think I should be able to get it into the description on Spotify. I just don't know if it links through the description. But we got our final question of the day is what's your dream for this?
My dream for this is I don't want to be Eminem, because who doesn't want to be able to go to the store?
Yeah.
I don't want to be somebody who blows up and can't live their life. I just want to be a guy who makes enough money doing something that he loves and can travel the world and provide for their family. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be, no Jay-Z or nothing like that. That's just ridiculous to me. I'm just trying to be a guy out here, that keeps it real. One big thing about my music is everybody knows that I'm real. I don't talk no shit. I don't tell no lies. Everything you hear in my raps is either true or about to be true, and I don't play no games.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I really like that. That like that's like that makes this a great fit for the show, because like that's the point of the show is, we want people who are doing something because they something because they love it, not doing something because they think they have to,
Yeah, most definitely.
So you're out here being an example to any young person that wants to become a rapper and artist, that, like it's possible if you're willing to put in that work, but you got to put in that work.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for coming on today.
No, I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad that like random chance that happened to be in Philly, and we were able to make this happen. And so thank you for coming on. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and remember, keep dreaming and take a step towards your goal every single day. You got this.